The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow up 56, NASDAQ up 33, S&Ps are up 2. We have the gold contract trading up $7.20, 13.35. Silver's up 44 cents at 20.13. Oil is flat out here this morning. We got the numbers at 10:30 coming out. Action.
More news, more action.
Oh, man, we got action out here today. Bonds, the 10-year note up 4 ticks, 30-year bond up 15 ticks, good old King Dollar up 57 ticks at 97.22, and we get oil numbers at 10:30. We get the Fed statement at 2. We get Facebook at 4.
What else?
We got Kevin Hinks from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. It's a beautiful thing. And every trading day, folks, right here from 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Kevin, great show, swim lessons. You get it right on your cell phone, folks. Go to TFNN.com. Just hit Tiger TV. You're going to get great HD video as well as audio. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. How's everything? Lots to talk about today, huh?
Oh,
Morning,
man.
Kevin.
Let me tell you, it's.
Where do we start?
I know.
Not bad for a fourth week in July. Pretty busy.
Not the typical
Something to
summer.
get you off
And we
feet.
didn't even bring up Apple yet. Apple's up $7, which is putting juice into the NDX 100 as well as the NASDAQ.
Absolutely. I mean, didn't we talk about this yesterday, Tom? There was kind of a black cloud hanging over Apple.
Yes.
They didn't know, and here they go, bam, they shocked everyone.
Yep. And, the thing gapped up, and it has some juice behind it. It's right where it had gapped down from actually the last earnings report. So we'll see where that shakes out. But bottom line is that it definitely put juice inside the NDX. And Facebook today at 4 o'clock is going to be really
That's
wild.
going to be another big one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean, we're in the middle of earnings season, right? It's all about expected moves and what the supply and demand of options is doing for the expected moves. And one of our discussions that we had yesterday was, the expected move in a stock, the market maker move, which shows up on the top of your Thinkorswim page.
yes.
All that does, remember, is reflect what that at the money straddle and strangle are trading, right? The expected move. Now, they get it wrong. It's wrong sometimes.
Sure.
Right? The
Yeah.
Apple move was like $3.50. It's $7.
Okay.
It can be, it measures what the supply and demand is of the option order flow. Well, guess what? July, midsummer, there's less eyes on this market, so it's more of an opportunity sometimes to take advantage of miscalculations in this number and not enough order flow to get it, not a clear picture. So it's amazing how many numbers are coming in, bigger than the market maker move or much different than the order flow is expecting.
That's
it's
a great
fascinating.
point. So it means that the subject, there's less thousands of people in there. So that, pretty
I guess
cool.
you get to capitalize right off the market not being quite liquid enough to reach exact equilibrium of where it should be, right?
Yeah.
That's
Right, and we always
the
say, remember,
sample size
market
is smaller.
efficient,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The market's efficient, and in an efficient market with more eyes on the market, that straddle, that market maker move might be more efficient than it is right now in the summer. And we're seeing some low numbers, right? We tried to do an earnings play Monday in Under Armour, and we spent the whole show and we were testing different numbers, and we couldn't find anything to pay us enough money to put on the risk.
Ah, cool.
So it's
Okay.
fascinating, but this is what you got to do. Some work, some don't.
And folks,
So-
when Kevin just said that, this is what's so cool. If you haven't listened to the show, what Kevin and Scott do is this. Inside the Thinkorswim platform, right, you can you go into these different positions, and it'll tell you, as Kevin just said, there wasn't something that was risk-defined enough for them, which is really cool because when you have gone through those 2 or 3, Kevin, I say, wow, this is interesting, man, because that's what you're looking for.
Definitely.
So the platform, folks, is so powerful. It's amazing, man. It really is.
One of our discussions yesterday, Tom, was applying our fundamentals, right? And
Yes.
the fundamental strategies that we teach with the artistic version of trading, right? Applying your own little artistry to the fundamentals, and that's that's how you combine the two.
No, I agree. It's an art, not a science. There's no doubt.
Right.
I mean, if you have all the computers and you're going arbitraging, then that's a science. But other than that, it's an art form.
That's right. And a lot of times it's feel, and it's, you get a gut feeling, and sure, you still stick with the fundamentals, but the example we used yesterday was, why do baseball teams, when a lefty pull hitter come up, why do they now switch their infield all over to one side, right?
Yeah.
They take the fundamentals, and then they use the art
Right.
of their gut feeling and using their feel for the game. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to tilt the field a little bit towards us.
Well, we're all going to be using a lot of art today, coming up to 2 o'clock and then 4 o'clock, man.
Right. Yeah. We have a lot. We have a lot to consume and digest today. That's for sure. And it's amazing, Tom. Another discussion we had yesterday. Everyone knows what's going to happen today, right? They're not going to move on rates.
Right.
But it's still going to be an event, and it's still going to move the market no matter what you think. It's still going to move the market.
No, the more I was thinking about it, driving it to work, I say to myself, okay, you get the election in November. I'm saying to myself, you know what, man? They just might say, hey, listen, we're going to go up in September. And they just might put it out, and they might not. But it's like, okay, they're going to go up in November, December. That's a little bit harder. They might just say, hey, things are going good, man. We might put it up.
It's good you're where it's possible, because anything's possible.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
and I think they'd like to do it before rather than after.
We'll see.
Right.
Kevin.
That durable goods number did not help.
It didn't. No, it didn't. And that's no doubt. Have a great one, Kevin. Have a safe one. We look forward to the show at noon.
Can't wait, guys.
You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. The Dow's up 51, Nasdaq's up 32, S&Ps are up 2.
Larry
We'll be right back.
Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key market that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We get the Dow up 48, Nasdaq's up 32, S&Ps are up $1.50, and of course it's Wednesday.
We got 12 minutes until oil numbers, right?
Oil numbers. Okay.
It's 10:30.
So let's go take a look at this oil contract over here. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, great time to do it. Come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top of the side. You can bring up the platform. We'll walk you through how these defined option contracts trade. So let's see.
We got just a little bit of movement this morning ahead of the numbers, huh?
No,
Quite a
big,
rise.
big
Quite
time,
a rise.
huge. And if we look, so let's see.
You want to take a look at some of the binaries?
I do.
'Cause I know that's what they're talking about in the den right now.
That's what they're talking about. So we got.
So again, we're going into crude oil here. If people are following along on Tiger TV, they have the different times of the strike prices. We have the 11 a.m.s.
That's the one we
which is
want to
what
look
they're
at.
talking about,
Yeah.
and that's what we like to trade, even when we're trading the spreads, because you're trading the 10:30 news.
Right.
And so, which ones? What is he looking at? 42.49
And 42.69. Right. Yeah.
and 43.6. 43.
43.49.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just when you said it has to be wider than
Right.
a 20-cent spread. You know, you're
And
looking
42.
So here, to put it, 43.49 is right here. And now that's moved, of course. He was talking about that at the start of the show. We've had about 10 minutes of movement. You can see
Okay.
from the chart that the prices are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But so this, of course, is, you know, it was probably about 50 cents above the market when he put
Okay.
it on. And I think about $18 per contract. And then what was
Okay,
the other
and
one?
that one there, you're trading that it will close by 11 o'clock over 43.49.
43.49.
And we're at 43.16 right now. Okay.
And then 42.69 has actually gotten a little bit cheaper
Yeah.
since they were talking about the trade in the den, because of course the market's risen.
Okay.
So 42.69, and then of course you're selling that one,
Right.
as in you want the market to close below 42.69, which is about 50 cents away from where the market is in oil.
Exactly.
So these are 11 a.m.s, and so with that, you know, they got in at about, between the two contracts, $40 combined.
Nice.
So, you know, what you'd want to do in that position, right, we talk about is have your order in for these to maybe sell them if you get that spike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you put the position on, so, you know, you have the spread that's on, basically, and then...
Well, just to be, it's the binary, but it's like a strangle, just
Right,
because they have
yes.
spreads within the...
Right, so, yeah, it would actually
It's
be...
just the binary
It actually
trades.
called a strangle, right?
Yes.
I believe,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So you put the strangle on inside the binary, using the binaries, and then you put the cells also in,
Yeah,
so
you just
that
want,
you're
and
looking
if
for the
anybody's
spike.
trading this market, you should be following it enough on previous weeks where you know how fast it
Right.
possibly can spike
Right.
up, spike back down. So, you know, for the upside, for instance, upside is 43.49, right? That's, you know, just visually where my pointer is on the chart right now. So what
That's
do you...
a long way. It seems a long
No,
way.
I think it seems like nothing, actually, was
Really?
what I meant. I mean,
Yeah.
look at, well, we have news coming out in terms of inventory in 10 minutes, and just look at where it's rocked since 6 a.m. this morning.
Yeah,
on,
with 42.60. Yeah,
on
so
no news.
80 cents.
You know,
Right.
So you just want to put in, you know, your contract maybe to sell these at whether it's 70, 80, something like that. Because if you got a quick spike
That's right.
above 43.49, now remember, once it hits 43.49, it's going to be oscillating right around 50. Yeah.
right.
And you only have 40 up combined.
Right.
So that's where you want to think about maybe taking half of those off or something like that, maybe at
Right.
60, 70.
Right.
You know, if you take half off when it's at 80, you basically cover your costs.
Right.
Because you're in for 40.
Right.
And because they're binaries, we've seen it many times, you know, it's either all or none, and you don't have to wait for that all or none. Especially on something like this, where you could get a huge spike in your direction and it could be gone in literally 4 seconds.
Yes. No
Yeah.
doubt. No
and
doubt.
probably less than 4 seconds, realistically.
And so the way, as we're talking about this, folks, saying that you have the sell on the other side, what you don't want to happen if this trade was on is that if it stays in the middle of those, of the 43.49 and 42.69.
Yeah, and you know, just to, because visual, it's always so easy. So
Yeah.
43.49.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then 40. What's our lower end?
42.69. Okay.
Yeah, so that's approximate. But you can see that if it's within those, you're going to lose the $40 combined.
Right.
Now, you can also see, though, that it's not outlandish, I don't think, to see a spike if there's any type of
No, it's
missed
not. It's not at all.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. In fact, let me just go. I'm going to put the USO up just for a second because I'm curious of how this traded this morning. So I'm putting the USO up, which is just it's basically the ETF structure, for
Mimicking
Cushing oil, yeah, for the WTI, which is what we're looking at.
Yes.
So intraday. Okay, so you had the pump up at 10 o'clock. No, at 10 o'clock. Interesting. Yeah, I like that. Now, see, okay, so this was going into your downdraft yesterday from, that's 10.22. We went to 10.17.
That's yesterday's open.
Yeah.
So what's going on, though, is this getting huge gaps
No, exactly.
because it's trading overnight.
Right.
I mean,
Right. Okay, so now let's see. So we're 10.16. Yeah, so 979. So yesterday you come down with 23 million shares. You're going to 38, which is lighter volume. This thing looks like it wants to go down to 919, though. So in that context, the thing that's interesting here is that we've already been down like $4.
what do you, in like just recently?
Yeah,
you mean,
just
or-
recently.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
looks to me like this thing does want to go lower. So we just might take this trade. I might take that spread. I haven't done one of those yet. He did really well. It was at the gas one last Thursday he did well on, right?
Yeah, you're talking about the Denver.
Yeah. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go over and take a look at the XLE. So the XLE, folks, yesterday it went to a low, but it had volume. You get a bounce out here today. So let's see, we're 2.6 million. We'll see whether it can get. That's some decent volume coming in the XLE this morning. I guess the XLE has been one of the weakest indices in this market. So I guess I can expect there's going to be some buying. Particularly when, someone in the Tigers Den yesterday was pretty cool what he's saying at the end of the day. He said, am I seeing things, the S&Ps, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the Russell all at highs? Because yesterday it didn't seem like that. Because remember when we were on the air, it was a fast, but yes, folks, they are at highs.
Yeah.
They're all at highs. And, it looks to me like these ABC structures want to finish up. The hardest thing right now that I'm dealing with is that gold got a little bit here, and the dollar it looks like it's backing off. And these were the durable good numbers that basically pushed these. But that's like today. So here's the battle in my head. That's today. The consistency for the last 2.5 weeks, though, is gold wants to go lower and the dollar wants to go higher. So it's like, okay, what's going to happen at 2?
Sure.
Isn't that wicked?
Yeah.
That's what you don't like to happen, folks, when you're coming up to an announcement. You stay right there. Tommy and I are coming right back. We're going to have those oil numbers for you, folks. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Well, we get the oil numbers. That's got a nice little spike down, so we're at 42.63 right now. So that's going to get one side of it. Nice little pop. Look at that. He's going to get it again. 42.55.
That is. So we had both contracts up here. Now, the 43.49, of course, becomes essentially worthless at this point because that's going in the wrong direction. But guess what? If you get a huge whip around, you still have an active position in that.
Exactly.
And here's our other order. Let's see. My mouse is a little slow. Catch up. There we go. Yeah, there you go. So now remember, you had sold this. So right now you can buy it back for 40, which you'd be locking in 60.
Right.
Right. So right now you can make 50% on your trade if you want to.
Okay.
You'd be wanting to buy this back because you're short.
Yep.
So if you could buy it back even at 20, I guess that would be your 80.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But
I like those trades, man.
yeah, especially and we'll break into the actual news of what happened. There was obviously a miss of an expectation. Maybe there's going to be more supply in the market than they had thought, so it's going to be cheaper oil on the market.
Right. And what comes into play, there's no doubt, what comes into play in this whole aspect is that, if economies are slowing down in Europe, well, that's going to be a problem. And do you know what I mean?
Right, and there's so much in those for demand, right, and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And there we go, 42.35. So 42.35 is going to make that thing really worth some money, right?
Well, as time, there's still a half hour left, and this is within 20 cents of expiring. So you got to keep that in perspective too. As in, it's not going to. I'm just pulling out. What was it? 42.69. I just want to see the market. So there you go. There's your 80. It just spiked. So if you had your bid,
which I'm sure, let's go back in the den. We'll see where he's at.
In there at 80.
Right.
You would have gotten executed. Now you can see how quickly it was just up at 32.
Right.
That's the difference. That's 68.
Right.
You think about 68 to 80 that you're getting out. And now he's going back in for 42.89s to jump for the maybe the pullback upside, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that's only 50 cents to the upside.
What's happening here, folks, is that one of our targets in the den, that's what he's doing. He already got this side of it, so he's got his money back. He's actually made money, right? Yeah, he's doubled.
Depending on where you get out.
Yeah.
But I mean, right
Right.
now it's the market's at 10 by 16. So there's 84 you could have gotten out. You know, you can see
Right.
these spikes, and so it's kind of cool that what we talked about, right? 80 you could even have, let's say you had 10 contracts,
Right.
you get out of 5 of them at 80.
Right.
Your principal's back, and you know you can see though visually, and that's why visually it helps. That's not outlandish for this to close in 27 minutes from now over this line.
Yeah, no, it's
And
not.
guess what? That happens. You lose all your trade, and you have a 100% loss.
Right.
As
right.
opposed to a huge gain. So
As opposed to taking that and then turning around and getting a $10 one on the other side, and it's easy to double up for $20.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll keep our eye on them and see where they go,
Have-
because we know this will oscillate. There's we're 3 minutes outside of the news, and there's a lot of news that comes with these reports in terms of digesting not only just the top of the line number,
Oh, there is.
but demand across different areas of the country and so forth.
Yeah, and if we go right from there into the XLE, you're going to see that's going to get hit ASAP
Oh, yeah.
probably. So, yeah, there she goes.
Without a
So
doubt.
the XLE just went from 67.93 to 67.17. And that little baby has no doubt been, well, we'll see if that might be setting up a nice ABC down. You know, we're off the highs of 69.82. You had volume down here yesterday. You get that high volume swing point from the 27th, which is 64.11. Exxon and Chevron, I believe, are coming out. This week is a dynamic week, man. So Friday, this is going to be interesting. So Bull Bear binary option hour Friday morning. At 8 o'clock in the morning, you have Exxon Mobil, and I believe Chevron's the same day at 8:30, I think. 29th, yeah, at 8:30. So those are the two monsters out there that are going to be coming out with their numbers, which will also put some juice, put some selling pressure inside that XLE.
It's got to be interesting being one of those companies, right? In terms of huge rivals, of course, and it's like who gets to go first.
Yes.
Setting the stage, or who gets
Right.
to go second, and obviously they're setting expectations for each other. Because if one of those companies beats and the other one really gets hurt or misses,
Right.
that's going to really matter.
It is.
Because it won't be industry dependent. It'll be like company dependent, where there's really
Right.
something going on. If there's a difference there, it'll
No.
be highlighted because it's a half hour apart, even more so than usual, I think.
The thing that's amazing is that I was listening to a CEO of Eli Lilly yesterday, right, on an
Okay.
interview, and it was amazing. I mean, they have to know so much about so many drugs in the pipeline and all of that, right?
I bet.
And you bringing up that, can you imagine how much those CEOs have to know about the oil business and
Sure.
just the environment and
Sure.
everything?
Yeah, it's just such mammoth companies in
yeah.
terms of the operations,
Yeah.
the capital,
And-
right? I mean, yeah.
Seriously, and it was so cool listening to this guy because I'm saying to myself, "Wow, man!"
So I think you think about it technology-wise, brilliant people in their same right, but it's different, I think, because you think you can control so much from one computer, maybe, right?
I'd
Even
agree.
somebody like
Right.
Zuckerberg, they've posted his desk. It's just he can do so much from his computer and,
Right.
and a few people that he's in touch with. But when you start thinking about companies that have such massive actual physical operations of land,
Totally.
machinery, employees alone,
Right.
right,
Right.
yeah.
And in the oil business, environmental concerns.
The aspects of
imagine,
that.
the last thing I bet British Petroleum ever thought that, they probably had it in a plan that could happen at some point. I guess all oil companies, but never thinking that it's going to cost them whatever the billions of dollars. I mean,
Not a good enough plan, obviously, but
billions and billions and billions. It was like, oh my God. 877-927-6648. Now, let's go look at this this 2 o'clock deal, man. This is going to be a trip. This, if I go take a look at the gold market for a second. So, gold caught a bid this morning, folks, when the durable goods number come out. And, it's going to be intriguing because it didn't make it to the swing point. But what we did do and what we saw, I'm going to bring this in closer so you can see it. We shot up to, on the August contract, we shot up to 13.29. Now, it's already tested the high of that with dramatically lighter volume. So in the 10-minute, you did 5,100 contracts, and then we tested it with 3,100. Now, the kick is going to be like, okay, how do you pull back? So, we'll see. It hasn't done anything just yet. The dollar index is just the opposite. The dollar index also pulled back with some volume when that number came out. If I take this, put this closer, what you're going to see there Oh, actually, the dollar index. I actually like what the dollar index is interesting. So what the dollar index did, before it actually pulled back, you had a bid. Someone was in there bidding, and we got up to 97.25 and then pulled back with dramatically lighter volume. Actually, the way that looks is not bad. There's some divergence out here, man. Holy cow.
So they were just talking about the Den to finish up their trade.
Okay.
I didn't think he had said where exactly he might have gotten out, and they did just finally close it when it got to right about here where, whoops.
93.
Exactly, 93.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's where, folks,
Good.
you just get used to. Listen to me, folks. We've been hanging out too much. You just want to get used to it. And this is really when you're shorting it, right? You're selling it, you're buying it back, and we're doing the quick numbers where we see, oh, it's the market was at 2 by 7.
Right.
Okay, that means your 93 is what you're taking in.
Right.
The 100 minus. So that's where people go out there, download the demo account, get ready. Natural gas is tomorrow. You have all these earnings after the market. It's a great time.
Huge. Absolutely huge. And the market itself.
Nice trading in the Den. That was a good one.
Huge, Jay. Huge. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 2. You get the NASDAQ up 20. S&Ps are off 4.5. And the market does not like those oil numbers, man.
And let's go over those oil numbers, right?
Yeah.
So we knew that there was going to be more supply because it was going to be a cheaper price for oil.
Right.
And yeah, there definitely was. Inventories climbed almost 2 million barrels, and they expected basically a decline of 2 million barrels. And even I saw headlines actually right before, you know how they do the Bloomberg user expected, which is
Yes.
different than like the median analyst
Right.
estimate. And even the Bloomberg estimate was, I think, a decline of about 1 million barrels. So
Okay.
it was higher than the median analyst estimate. But still, that's, you're looking for 1 million barrels less. Well, like, guess what? There's 2 million barrels more on the market. That
So
price
you
drops
know
in
you know
some.
what's so cool too, folks. If you
And look at this, still dropping. I mean,
You
but
know,
go ahead.
And,
yeah.
Well, if you listen, we have Kevin Hinks on, every, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Do you remember him last week? He was saying that what happened, folks, is that the Halliburton numbers come out, and Halliburton was saying that this is last week, that was the first time that the rig count went up. It only went
Yes.
up 1 versus down, though.
Yeah.
It was like, okay.
Yep.
So, evidently at that $50.
As in, had we reached the low for the rig count? Right?
Yeah,
That's what
right.
Yeah.
And so picture if we all owned that oil
Oh
company.
yeah, that's bad news for the
Yeah,
price of oil.
and what it also is that, so picture if you actually owned an oil company, folks, you'd be out there like pumping it and hope
Yeah.
that you wouldn't be telling anyone, and you hope that you can get rid of
Is
it.
everybody else
Exactly.
pumping it out? You want to be the one pumping it out,
Totally.
right? Yeah,
and
so
you got to
it's-
get to market before everyone else.
Right.
And
But guess what? Everybody was pumping it out of the ground, right?
same time.
Exactly.
Same time. So now what's really cool is that there was a speculation before of what that number was, and now it looks like that's what that number is going to be. Meaning,
You're talking about the rig count?
no, as to what the price of oil once the oil raises up to $47,
Sure,
$48.
okay. Where is it going to face resistance
That's
from
gonna
the oil?
that's
from the
going to be
rigs?
that's going to be pushing some
Yeah,
oil
I mean, even
out.
during the break, we're saying, man, this gives it a real shot to get back under $40.
Oh, and psychologically,
Psychologically,
psychologically, it's going right after there's a swing point low at 41.58 right now. That's going after, and you break that, and guess what? You break that, you're into $40.
the market's realizing that was a big number right now. At least it's incorporating that it is. Within the last 14 minutes of trading, because guess what? It's down over $1.20 since that number came out.
Right. And then when we take a look at the broad market, it started. What's intriguing here is that it started with the XLE that starts selling off, but it's like, man, you're selling everywhere. And this is where now this is the divergence that I've really been going through in my head. We talked about it yesterday. Is that it looks to me like inside the statement that's going to be saying that, hey, they're going to go up. And if they say that, if the Fed says that in the statement, it's like, okay, what's the market want to do? Well, because of these ABC structures, they're like, man, you still want to go up. So I can't wait for this 2 o'clock number. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because we have divergence out here for sure. And the divergence has to do with that good old U.S. dollar, Because simultaneously, if there's an oil glut and they even spook saying that they're going to go up, the Fed, then the dollar gets stronger. So that's more headwind for the oil market,
right.
If we look at the commodity market in general out here, what you have is that, it's about a 50-50 deal when you look at the most liquid commodities. So oil is down 1.6%.
Yeah. And I think that's even delayed. Oil's down, right? Is that delayed in there?
That is delayed.
I think it is.
It is.
Oil
delayed.
number itself
Yes,
is going to be bigger than that.
Yeah.
Only on that one.
And, soybeans are up 1.6. Silver's up 1.6. Gold is up 0.4%.
Gas prices are going down again.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
It is. I like that.
I definitely like that. After the close out here today, so inside the NDX 100, which is still stands strong. Well, it's still strong.
Stronger than everything else, that's for sure.
Is that you have Apple is putting a 6.9% into the NDX.
Such a huge number.
It is. Illumina is putting 3.5. NetEase is putting 1.3, and Skyworks 1.3. So Skyworks is a supplier of Apple.
Sure.
Akamai is getting smoked. Akamai is down 16.7%. That's a big number.
With their numbers?
Yeah, they did.
With their lack of numbers?
Well, actually, the number wasn't bad, but when you take a look at this,
What number? I guess something was bad.
Exactly. Bottom line is that you're going to see that if you want to see something that's wild, this is the one with 60, I think. Yeah. So watch this. So it come down in October from $76 to $60 in a week.
And that's probably an earnings release as
More
well,
than likely,
right?
yeah.
Because it's 3 months out from right now. 9 months ago.
Right. So we get to $60.25. You have 10.3 million shares traded. Well, watch this. As it's trying to get back up, this is the first time it tried to get up, it did 3.1 million shares. It got to $57. The next time up, it got to $58.13 with 1.9 million. So your correlation is 1.9 million on a weekly versus 3.17 versus 10.3.
Sure.
It's like, and then it gave it up again.
Excuse me.
You know, so bottom line is that
Gave it up big time.
gave it up big time. And you know, after the close today, it still looks to me like Facebook, you know, wants a lot higher price. So we'll
Can
see.
you pull up the description of Facebook? I just
Yeah.
want to see how big of a market cap
Yeah.
they are right now. 350 billion. And then what about Apple? Can you pull up Apple?
Yeah.
560 billion.
Wow. Isn't that wild?
It's staggering when it's, you know, it's up 7%. Talking about tens of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
The company is priced
Like
differently
nothing.
today versus yesterday.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
It had in the Journal today, Facebook at their headquarters are actually there. The rent structure in San Francisco is getting so bad that they're going to start building apartments, and not for their staff,
Okay.
but for the city. But they're building it on their campus.
Okay. Just like
to-
general
to-
housing?
General housing to relieve some of the housing pressure.
Interesting.
Yeah. Exactly. And
Yeah.
what the article's about is Google's looking at it. You know, of course, they're watching them because what has happened out there is that
Living near them is priced out of
it's
for
it's
99% of people.
exactly
Right? Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so that can turn into a social deal in a big way. You know, which is really problematic.
Yeah, and I'm sure they need an environment where you know, they want to be able to pay people not millions of dollars, right? I mean,
Right.
it's still good money, but
Right.
just not the
No,
money
no.
that it's probably
Right.
required to
Right.
live near there. Yeah,
Yeah.
for all types of employees going up that chain.
Exactly,
Yeah.
no doubt. And it just shows to show that how
They
many
want to be able to grow too.
they
I'm
want,
sure
that's
part of
what the part of the article's
Yeah.
about. Do you know what I mean? That's how many
need
more
people to live
employees.
there to work people
Sure.
to work there and not have to pay everybody hundreds of thousands of dollars
No,
just to be able
no.
to afford to live. Yeah.
Big time. After the close today, too, folks, if you're in the metal market, a big one's going to be Barrick Gold. Barrick Gold is trading at 2088. They come out after the market closed today. And what has been going on with Barrick, so picture, folks, Barrick is a monster, meaning, you know, how large the company actually is. You know, you're taking $8 billion a year, right? But what has happened is that Barrick and Newmont still have mines that they bought at the highs of the market in 2011 that they're probably going to try to, well, Barrick is trying to get rid of one of them right now because they bought them too high.
Okay.
So they're trying to basically get rid of those higher priced exactly
Yeah, right, I
assets.
bet.
It's like, who's going to buy it?
Yeah.
But someone will buy it, you know, but it just depends
And what?
what is the
What are they
price.
gonna pay?
What's the price? You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A share bull and bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge Heard Daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. In volatility, we have it in spades, and you can expect it right up to 2 o'clock and right after 2 o'clock also.
I was going to say, right up or right after, you got it.
Up after all the above. And folks, as you come over to our website at TFNN, you're going to see right on the front of the carousel, the earnings are out. Now, what is the next trade? What that's all about is I'm going to be doing a workshop for Market Insight subscribers. It's going to be Thursday.
Tomorrow night.
6 to 7 Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow night.
Also known as tomorrow night.
Also known as tomorrow night. You got to love it. We have Facebook coming out tonight. We have Amazon and Google tomorrow. We got the 2 p.m. Announcement today. So what we're going to be talking about here is how does the dollar affect the oil and metal market? We know the oil glut right now is happening with the oil market.
That comes into it. Yep.
You know, how interest rates affecting the housing market and the market in general, because that's going to 2 o'clock. We're going to know where that is. What is the effect of Brexit on our markets? You know, what type of option strategy that you can take advantage of in order to basically take advantage of these market moves. All of this, folks, you can get for absolutely free. You can test drive it. You can come over to our website at TFNN. You can test drive Market Insights for 30 days, absolutely free. If you do that, you not only get Market Insights, you get a copy of my book, The Art of Time in the Trade. You get in the Tiger's Den. Huge value. To check it out.
Yeah, and I saw you sign in some of those books yesterday for the people. That's a good deal as well. So get in there. They get your newsletter. You can see all the archives in the newsletters right now. And, of course, tomorrow night's workshop. And you get to try out the newsletter for 30 days. Pay nothing. It's a great deal.
And, you know, when Tommy and I were talking about the Tiger's Den, folks, the Tiger's Den is a phenomenal trading room.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that comes with a Market Insight subscription.
And it comes with it. And it's you know, and am I being prejudiced about it? Yeah. Okay, but let me tell you something. I've seen a lot in the last 20 or 25 years in this business, and that trading room is a real deal. You know, there's plenty of folks that know what they're doing. And listen, none of us have a crystal ball, but the bottom line is that on just defined risk, there's plenty of good traders on it that are willing to help each other. And
especially when you're just getting acclimated to things, you know, if you're just bouncing trading ideas off and just seeing what they're doing. Like, I mean, we're learning from what Jay's doing in there, for sure.
Totally, man.
For sure.
And how cool is that?
Exactly.
And that's what makes this business so cool anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, there's always something different. It's like, it's always the same and there's always something different. Do you know what I mean? When I say always the same, it's like, man, how does this work?
You always better be willing to always be learning, because things could be changing. That's it. Yeah.
And things are changing.
Right? I mean, for sure.
Who would ever think that interest rates
You ready for a
go to
negative interest rate environment
Yeah.
across the entire world? Right.
That doesn't even, that is possible. It didn't even seem possible 3 years ago. Like, I couldn't even, I wrapped my head around it now, but it's
But people who are open to it, right? I mean, there's a lot to be made. There's a lot to be traded.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, man. You know, so coming up to the 2 o'clock area, folks.
Get ready.
Get ready for some action, because in this particular case, because there's no press conference, you know, people were saying that this is a dead meeting, but it's not. It's not
No.
a dead meeting at all. You know, because the statement alone.
They're going to be setting their expectations.
They are.
They're not going to be probably doing anything, but they're going to be setting expectations, which is what the market cares about.
And when I actually looked at the, well, I think we were talking about this yesterday. It's like, okay, do they really want to go up in December after a new president is elected in November? And I realized this morning. He says, oh no, the play is, hey, go up in September. Say you're going to go up in September.
I don't know if that's the play, but
well, we'll find out.
Exactly.
That's what makes the speculation
their play
so
also
cool.
is to not shock the market.
That's right.
And that would be quite a shock. So it's a contrarian.
Well,
Yeah, that would be quite a shock.
Well, it would be, but 2 meetings ago they said they were going up in September. Then they delayed and says, okay, now December.
They try and set expectations, but we'll see what happens.
Oh,
That's
man,
why we wait.
I'm telling
you.
you.
Got it.
You stay right there, folks. We got a lot of great programming coming up for you. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Thanks, man.
pal. Wow! Go get him, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.